If you have diabetes, figuring out what to eat can feel like walking a tightrope, but no topic causes more daily frustration and intense debate than fruit. Before we cut through the noise, make sure to subscribe for more science-backed nutritional clarity. You look online and the medical community is completely split. One doctor claims eating a daily bowl of fruit is vital for antioxidants and immunity. The next doctor tells you that eating fruit is exactly the same as eating candy. Standing in front of a standard grocery store produce section, it is incredibly overwhelming. You are forced to guess which of these foods will heal you and which will send your blood sugar completely out of control. To make the right choice, we have to look at the biological reality. When it comes to processing carbohydrates, your liver and your pancreas cannot tell where a sugar molecule came from. To your organs, the sugar from a ripe banana looks virtually identical to the sugar from an Oreo cookie. If you consume a massive carbohydrate load, your body only knows it is suddenly flooded with syrup, and it has to deal with it immediately. To process that influx, your pancreas is forced into an emergency response, spiking insulin levels to clear the glucose from your blood. But for a diabetic body, generating that massive insulin spike is exactly what your system struggles to do safely. This line graph shows the difference clearly. We want to avoid the violent red spike of rapid absorption and aim for the gentle, stable green rise that your body can actually manage. The core issue isn't whether a piece of fruit is morally good or bad. The question is whether the vitamins you get from it justify the severe biological cost of the insulin spike required to process it. To figure out which fruits pass that test, we rely on two intersecting metrics: the glycemic index, which measures how fast a food raises your blood sugar, and the total fiber content. This chart maps your body's reaction. The bottom right is the danger zone: high glycemic index, low fiber. Here we find bananas, pineapples, watermelon, and grapes. Their carbohydrate load is extreme. 1 cup of grapes dumps 23 grams of sugar directly into your bloodstream. This happens because the fruit we eat today is not natural. We engineered them to remove bitter seeds and maximize sweet pulp. We took small, fiber-rich ancestral plants and transformed them into massive sacks of sugar. This gets even worse when you look at dried varieties like raisins or dates. By removing the water weight, you are left with a highly concentrated sugar bomb masquerading as a healthy midday snack. This split screen shows the reality of your choices. You can spend your metabolic budget on 23 grams of sugar from grapes, or you can get a satisfying handful of raspberries for just 5 grams. Eating from the danger zone forces a rapid glucose absorption that completely overwhelms your system. Any minor potassium or vitamin C from a banana can easily be sourced from a low-carb serving of leafy greens instead, without the metabolic damage. So where can you safely eat? The answer lies in the protective power of dietary fiber. The top left quadrant is our safe zone: low glycemic, high fiber options like blueberries, kiwi, oranges, and jamun. Dense fiber slows digestion, ensuring glucose trickles steadily into your blood. This lets antioxidants in berries improve insulin sensitivity, and compounds in jamun lower blood sugar. Utilizing low glycemic functional plants to support the pancreas is a cornerstone of many traditional medical practices. Plants like bitter melon have been recognized for generations because they contain specific compounds that protect the organs responsible for insulin production. But between the danger zone and the safe zone lies the contradiction zone. This includes fruits like peaches, papayas, and cherries. This is where medical advice completely fractures. Some dietitians praise their nutrient density. Meanwhile, strict keto doctors ban them entirely because modern crossbreeding has made their sugar content highly unpredictable. For most diabetics, guessing on these disputed fruits is simply too risky. To eat them safely, you must run a rigorous personal trial using a glucose monitor to see exactly how your metabolism handles that specific fruit. Knowing what to eat is only half the battle. The mechanical rules of how you eat it determine whether a fruit acts as medicine or poison. To protect your blood sugar, you must follow this strict 3-step protocol. Rule number 1: never, ever juice your fruit. When you run a whole food through a juicer, you are physically stripping away all the vital protective fiber. Without that fiber, you instantly turn a safe, slow-digesting orange into a highly concentrated sugar syrup. You are guaranteeing an immediate insulin spike. Rule number 2 requires strict timing. If you eat an apple right after a large lunch, the fruit gets trapped in your stomach on top of the heavy meal. This creates a dangerous phenomenon called glucose stacking. This timeline shows the safest approach. You need to isolate the glycemic load by waiting at least 2 hours after a main meal before having a small 100-gram portion of fruit. Rule number 3, always leave the skin on. The thick peel on an apple or a pear contains the dense fiber necessary to neutralize the carbohydrates inside. Ultimately, your choices at the grocery store depend entirely on your current medical goal. This flowchart breaks down your 2 paths. If your goal is aggressive type 2 reversal, you should treat all fruit like a slice of birthday cake, a rare treat saved for special occasions. But if your goal is balanced maintenance, you can safely stick to the low GI berries and citrus, provided you strictly follow the 3 mechanical rules. If this breakdown helped you rethink your grocery list, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so you don't miss our next science-based nutritional guide. Mastering the fruit dilemma doesn't require total denial. It requires understanding the mechanics of your metabolism, respecting the math of fiber and carbohydrates, and actively curating what you eat to protect your long-term health.